people, today I have the IPSY unboxing for June. I will have timestamps down below because I do have a try-on portion, and they do send me this for review purpose. I'm super grateful to you guys. If you subscribe, like, comment, share, that really helps out my channel, and my socials are down below. Let's go ahead and first unbox this. First up in here is this palette. This is called Formula Z, and when I first saw this, I thought it was related to Morphe. I don't know why. I feel like they had a brand similar to this. Let me know down below. But I actually had to Google this, and this is by a influencer. It's an influencer brand by a guy named Zach, if I'm not mistaken. And this is his palette, Pretty Magic. These are made in China, and I don't know. I kind of like the packaging and I kind of don't. I like the packaging because it is like a really nice plastic, like it's sturdy. But I kind of wanted, like, because it's called Pretty Magic, I would have liked to see like a little bit more of a, you know, kind of like this whole theme on this. You know what I mean? Like, I like for palettes to look pretty, not just the carton. But I did do this eyeshadow look that you guys will see in the try-on portion. It comes with a lot of really nice mattes and shimmers in here. The shimmers you do have to build up. They're rather sheer. When you first just kind of use them on your fingers and swatch them, you will see how sheer they are. So I'm not sure if I will keep this palette just because I do have things that are a little bit more pigmented. Overall, it's a nice one. I feel like this would be really nice for a younger generation, like girls who are in, oops, sorry, I choked on my own spit there. But I do feel like this would be better for a younger generation, you know, kind of like that middle school age where they want a little bit of shimmer on their eye, but not anything like too over the top. But you can build it up. You can see it on my eyes that I was able to build it up. You just have to really get in there with your finger and kind of like, you know, tap it in and build it. But if you use these by, you know, without building them up, it kind of gives just like a nice, pretty sheer wash. And that's just going to depend on you personally if you like that type of look. I like that at some point, so I do like this. I like the way it turned out. The mattes blend really nicely and are really nicely pigmented. Just the shimmers are a little bit more on the sheer side, but they are pretty overall. So I do think it's a nice palette. I'm not sure how much he sells this for, so hopefully it's not like, I feel like this palette would probably be like in the 20 something, maybe $30 point. I will check online and let you guys know here below and see, because I don't know much about his brand. And oh god, I forgot to show this. This is called Make Bold Moves is the theme for this month. Totally forgot to show that, but yeah, I don't know if that's, maybe they looked at this and thought it was like bold colors, which I think they are. They're a little fun if you build them up. Next we have Huda Beauty Easy Blur Primer. Love to see Huda in here. She is one of my favorite brands. I have not tried this primer, so this was my first time trying it in the try-on portion, so you guys will see my thoughts. But overall, I feel like this is a nice primer. I just thought it was going to be a little bit more thicker, like the glowish one, so it's nice, but I didn't feel like it was something like wowing from the get-go. It gives a little bit of blurring and is more hydrating than anything else, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to give it a go, like wear it a few times and see how I like it. Next we have what I have on my lashes, which is the Lights Camera Lashes Platinum by Tarte. I do like this formula. I don't really care for the packaging. I don't know why they have always made them in these big tubes, like these thick tubes like this. The only thing with this mascara is that this formula is kind of thick. It, as you have it for a few days and it keeps going, it will become really thick, and you need to pair it with a mascara that like can really go in there and like comb out your lashes, because if not, it'll just make your lashes look a little bit too clumpy. So I do like the volume that it gives. I just because of the wand and the formula, you need something like For example, oh my god, I don't have the Lash Gal Bang. I don't have it right now, the black one, but that wand is very thin, so you can get in there and like really, you know, like take away that thickness from it so that it's not as groupy and like separate the lashes. But this is nice if you're into volume, if you like that kind of thick look to the lashes. What else does it say on here? It gives volume strength. It says smudge booth, flake free. Another thing with this is it's very wet, so you have to kind of really wait for it to dry. You will see in the try on portion, if you sneeze or if you open your eye too fast, you're gonna get mascara on the top of your lid and you're gonna have to wait for it to dry to flake it off. So that is something to watch out. It's a really wet formula and it gives a lot of thickness. Just a forewarning. And also when you take this off, you're gonna get like the full raccoon vibe. So be prepared to use some, like if you wash your face, you're gonna have to use some makeup remover afterwards. Last we have the Maison Louis Marie number 4, and this is a perfume. I love to see perfume in these boxes just because I've been becoming like so addicted to different scents. I'm trying to balance it all between fashion, makeup, scents, nail stuff here on my channel. But this one I went ahead and looked up the notes, and this, the full size, is $98. She is pricey, and that's only for like 1.7 fluid ounces. And the notes are sandalwood, vivetier, and amber wood. It says that this is supposed to like bring you back to like a mysterious forest, is like their inspiration for the scent. It's supposed to be like very earthy. The top notes are, the notes that I read are their main notes, but the top note is sandalwood and cedarwood, mid note is vivetier, nutmeg, and cinnamon, and base note is amber wood. This is such a masculine smell. It reminds me of a lot of masculine smells because a lot of the men's perfumes have cedarwood, sandalwood, and that's what you're gonna get from this. This is something that I personally probably won't be wearing. I think I'm gonna go ahead and give this to my husband because it has like that masculine type of smell to it, and I know that he would benefit from using it. I'm more into like more feminine type of smells, so this is just not personally for me, but it does smell really nice. I did spray it on myself. I was recording his shorts for you guys as well, and I sprayed it, and I like the smell. It's very like masculine. It's just not for me personally, so that's just a personal preference. But let's go ahead and jump into the try on. For the try on portion, I'm gonna start off with the Huda Beauty Easy Blur Primer. This is a silicone free smoothing primer. I'm just gonna apply some here on half of my face and see if we can see anything. If you hear screaming, it's my son. He's with his dad while I film this because he's off for summer. But I do have a lot of pre-filmed videos. I just need to edit them to get them up. This feels really nice and soft, a little bit cooling to the skin. I don't know, this kind of reminds me of the Glowish one, but less thick, which I like. It's almost like hydrating, but also smoothing at the same time. I feel like she perfected the Glowish one, which I really liked. But the only thing is I don't feel it's as smoothing as like the silicone really is. Like if you use the Smashbox one, I feel like that silicone gives like a really blurred out look. This one gives just a tad bit. It's a little bit more natural on the skin. I like the fact that it's hydrating, so that's really good for my dry skin. So overall, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put my foundation and everything else on, and I'll be right back. Next, we're gonna jump into the palette. This is the Formula Z Pretty Magic, and I'm gonna start off with the color Calm, which is just a basic neutral. There's a lot of really nice neutrals in here, matte neutrals to work with, and this one is like a pink undertone, like a pinky undertone neutral, and I'm just gonna use that all over my crease. And I kind of want to use a lot of the fun colors in this palette. So let's see how this goes. So I'm going to keep the crease very simple. And then I'm going to go in with Hope, which is that cream shade, just to highlight our brow bone. And this is a really nice soft formula. This is made in China. Now we're gonna go ahead and play with some of these really fun colors. This one right here really calls my name, Wish. Let's see what this looks like, because it's one of, oh, it's kind of like a topper shade. It doesn't have like a lot of pigmentation to it. But these pastels in here really call my name. So we are going to see how we can play with these. Okay, we're gonna work from the inner corner out. And I'm just gonna use a flat little shader brush and we're gonna just go for it. So I'm gonna start off with Love, which is the baby blue shade. And we're gonna put that on our inner lid. We're just gonna work with it and see how this turns out. So these are a little bit more sheer than I thought. You gotta kind of build them a little bit. Next, I'm gonna go in with the green. Yeah, let's go in with the green next in the center of the lid and build those into each other. And this almost has like a duochrome-y kind of feel to it. It kind of leans like green gold. And I'm just layering them one on top of the other. And then the outer part, we're gonna do the purple. Please look nice. And I'm just layering those one on top of the other. And then I'm gonna kind of just blend them where they meet. And hopefully this looks okay. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, but we're just gonna wing it. I'm gonna add a little bit more of the green to cover some of the purple. And then I'm gonna add that Wish color on the inner corner and see how that looks. I don't think I like that at all. That was a mistake. It's okay. We're just gonna go with it. So that is what our eye look is gonna look like. Next, we're gonna use the mascara. This is the Lights Camera Lashes Platinum by Tarte. I think the only thing that really changes is the packaging, if I'm not mistaken. But I do like this mascara. It's just that as it becomes thicker, you need something else to kind of like separate out the lashes. A lot of these type of thicker formulas are like that. At first you really like them, but then as they become goopier and goopier as they get older, even right now I would use something to kind of separate them just a little bit, because some of them can like clump together. That's why ever since I was in college, like I pair mascaras. I've always had like 2 or 3 mascaras in my collection, just because the brushes can be so different and be useful for different things. And then we're just gonna apply some on the lower lash. Try to be careful because this is a really wet formula. So that is what it looks like, and you can even tell how wet the formula is because I got some on my lid. I'm just gonna wait for that to dry and then just take a little brush and flick it away. But that's just something to note. This is a really wet formula. It is more of a clumpier formula, so if you don't like kind of like that exaggerated type of look to your lashes, you might want to get like a thinner formula. But overall, I do like this. And then last, we're going to use the lip oil. This is the Glow Girl, and see what this looks like. It doesn't really have a smell to it. I gave it a few minutes and I do feel like a cooling kind of nice sensation to the lips without burning, which is really nice. It just kind of feels like mentholy, like minty kind of feel on the lips. It doesn't give much of any kind of color to it. I feel like it gives like a tiny hint of pink, but not anything over the top. And let me go ahead and jump into my final thoughts. here is the finished look. I really like the palette. Like I said, it's a more subdued palette. I feel like you really have to build on the shimmers, but it is a cute one. I'm still debating if I'm gonna keep it or not. Love the Huda Beauty. I'm going to give this a really good go and see how it works for me. I do feel like it will work nicely just because I do have more dry skin and it does add in that hydration with just like a tiny bit of blurring. I feel like you can see it, especially here in my pore area. I can see a little bit more of a diminished look. Not as much as like when I use the Smashbox original OG primer that like really just disappears everything. But this one's kind of like a little bit more of a natural type of look where you can still see some of your pores, but it still looks a little bit blurred, if that makes sense. The mascara I like, I don't absolutely love. I am a tube girl mascara. I love tubing mascaras way more than just regular mascaras just because it's easier to take off, especially for my days of work. The other days I don't mind wearing stuff like this if I have time to use makeup remover to remove this, but I do like the fullness. Like it gives my lashes, it gives like a lot of volume. It's just something that is really nice to pair with like a more lengthening type of wand. Then we have the perfume. Like I said, I'm not into the masculine type of like woodsy, earthy type of smells. So I'm going to be gifting that forward to my husband. And then last we have the Glow Girl lip oil. This is, I want to say the shade is called Literally. I don't really feel like you see any type of color to the lips. You know, there's lip oils that really have some kind of shade to them, like the In Project Beauty ones. Those are fantabulous. Like I love those, but this one I don't really feel like if they have other shades available you would probably see a difference, because I was expecting like a little bit more of that pigment that you see in here, and when they describe it, it says the most epic hot pink lip oil. So I'm not sure if mine's just not working or what happened, but it doesn't look pink. It just looks like a clear lip oil. I do like the minty kind of plumping action that I feel on the lips. It feels really nice, but if they have other shades, I'm not sure. Let me know if you've tried this. Is it supposed to give a pigment, or am I reading wrong the description? Is the description only of the color inside here? I'm not sure. But I expected a little more, like a little color, a little something, and it wasn't there. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful if you're looking into the IPSY. Thank you guys so much for watching, for subscribing. If you're not subscribed, you can hit the little red button. I have my socials down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.